we're eventually going to get a UFO that's going to come down and they're going to kill us all. Come on, hurry, hurry, hurry. They're going to kill us. Stars don't exist. Okay, they don't exist. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County.
Nobody cares, Chris. Apart from Mr. 42, he seemed to care. In fact, he cared so much, he asked me to say that I don't care. And now I think about it, the fact that I just said I don't care implies that I actually do care, which I don't. Even though saying I don't implies that I do. I'm so confused.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And here again, got drenched once again on a Friday. Every weekend for the last 8 fucking weeks, it's been raining. That's right. That's right. And one of the storms was an extra bonus because the weatherman didn't even know.
Indeed. And I don't know about you, Chris, but to me, that confirms that the Earth is flat. What the hell are you talking about?
Now, if that was snow, 1 inch of rain equals, yes, a foot of snow. So that would have been a world record in Brooklyn, right? 9 feet of snow. Oh, shit.
What exactly are we laughing at, Chris?
They're coming to take me away, haha.
That's better. Please subscribe. Right, pay attention, you lot. Ever scroll through your newsfeed and think, blimey, what sort of rubbish are they feeding us now? I get it. In this wild world of clickbait and sensationalism, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack of bias and partisanship.
Found it!
Enter Ground News, your knight in shining armour, who is a continued sponsor on this channel. Founded by NASA engineer Harleen Kaur, who runs this independent app and website funded by subscribers like you and me. They compile 50,000 sources from around the globe all in one place to ensure you're getting the full picture. So in today's video, we're discussing flat earthers. Again. Look at this article I found on Ground News. And we all know flat earthers don't trust NASA. 155 different sources, mate. And only 1% is low factuality, so yeah, suck it, flat earthers. The comparison tool is a game changer, especially if you're like me, wanting to challenge your own perspectives. The left says NASA is focused on the scientific study of UAPs, but the right bias says NASA's assets can aid in understanding the environmental factors. And if you want to read more into the headlines, you can even compare from left, centre and right, while also checking to see their factuality, because we don't want to be sharing information with low factuality, do we? You'll be shocked to see how different they frame the same story. Here, let's take a look at West Hawaii today on the left as a high factuality stating NASA says more science and less stigma are needed to understand UFOs. And in contrast, we have La Parisienne tagged as right that says UFOs, still no proof of extraterrestrial origin, says NASA. Same story, but one says we need more science and the other highlights that there is no proof. Oh, and just as a side note, the assessment of the bias and factuality scores are based on 3 news monitoring organizations, so you know you're getting a balanced perspective. Sick and tired of sorting through the rubbish like me? Well, stay informed about what's happening around the world without having to do the legwork. So I highly encourage you to sign up with Ground News to get access to reliable information from every side. Go to ground.news/CB with a link below and get 30% off unlimited access. Trust me, it'll be the best click you ever make. Anyway, that's enough jibber jabber. Back to the video.
Anyway, look, today's a Friday, and I want to give you something to think about here, and I got some things for you to think about.
Oh, this sounds right up my street. I love being given things to think about, Chris. I even have questions of my own. For example, what time did time begin? Is the opposite of opposite the same or opposite? Why is there a fridge light but no freezer light? Does a staircase go up or down? What? They can't be any stupider than the questions Chris is going to ask us.
When I was a kid, we grew up with video games, just like many childhood did have around my generation. I used to like Choplifter, and then we had Flight Simulator, which just sucked. I didn't have the right joystick for it.
Oh, don't put yourself down, Chris. Everyone's joystick is different. The trick is play with it every opportunity you get. The more you play with your joystick, the better you'll get at using it.
Anyway, so my point is, on every flight simulator, okay, and this is including the one that they have inside of the airports when you're trying to get your pilot's license, it's funny because they don't have the Earth moving.
Okay, but that's because aircraft fly within Earth's atmosphere, and the Earth's atmosphere is essentially dragged along by the rotation of the planet. In a flight simulator, the ground might appear not to move because the simulator is designed to replicate the experience of flying from the pilot's perspective, and when you're at a high altitude, the ground below seems to move very slowly, almost giving the illusion that it's not moving at all. So a flight simulator is just doing what it's meant to do.
Why is that? Because that is a precision land that you're going to have to do.
Now, you're not actually completely wrong there, CC. I watch an aviation channel myself, 74 Gear. He's the guy, the pilot's name is Kelsey, if I remember correctly, and he's the one that offered to fly flat earthers somewhere. It doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. But when a pilot does a land, I don't know if that's like an aviation term that I'm not familiar with or something. It does have to be very precise, but the one thing that's always the same on every landing is the shape of the Earth.
Don't you think one would be practicing that thing over and over and over again? Because it would be constantly different. The wind always changes everywhere, and then you've got the spin going at 1,000 miles per hour.
But the shape of the Earth doesn't have a direct impact on an aeroplane's ability to make a land, to use your very technical term, CC. And if I didn't know any better, I'd think that you were about to say something really stupid, like how can the planes catch... Let me let you say it.
Where does it begin? Where? Do you have to be out in space in order to see the Earth spin? Where? Where does it spin? How many times do we have to wake up people and tell them to look at something as obvious as that?
Oh, what happened to Happy Cheerful CC from the beginning of this video? I liked him. You're gonna do yourself a mischief, pal. And there are loads of ways we can demonstrate the spin of the Earth. Star trails, the sunrise and sunset. The problem is, it sounds like you and every other flat earther expect to see the Earth spin in the same way you see a roundabout spin in a children's playground. But it just doesn't work like that, pal.
You cannot land a plane on a spinning wet ball. You can't. Wake up!
Oh, Chris, you're so angry today. And it started off so well. But I agree with you. You cannot land a plane on a spinning wet ball. Now, when it comes to the ball, what? Are we talking basketball, tennis ball, ping pong ball maybe? Now, that would be some precise flying.
It's impossible. You cannot predict the weather from anywhere on a spinning wet ball. It's impossible.
Oh, let me explain it to you in the simplest way I know how, Chris. It's because we have these special cameras in the sky called satellites. They show us where the clouds and the rain are. We also have radar that tells us if it's gonna rain soon. And big computers help us think about all this information and tell us if it's going to be sunny or rainy tomorrow. Plus, there are weather experts called meteorologists that look at all of these things to make sure we know what to wear for the day.
Especially 5 days, 7 days, 8 days in advance. You would need a degree.
Now, shall I tell him or would you like to? Meteorologists all have to have degrees, you clown. Not necessarily in meteorology, which I found very interesting. They'll also accept degrees in software engineering and computer science. So, yes, CC, they do need degrees. You're right, pal.
When I first made this channel, I knew at some point Google was going to squash us.
Oh yeah, now that makes a lot of sense. The old Google is trying to suppress flat earth content narrative. Well, maybe they are, maybe they aren't, Chris, but have you ever stopped for a second to think that Google, the company that owns YouTube, is a business? And I don't know what it's like in America, but in the UK, businesses like to be profitable. And one of the best ways to be profitable is by selling advertising to other businesses. And those other businesses definitely do not want their adverts being run on videos like yours sharing misinformation.
Okay, because in the beginning they were recommending flat earth videos. Good flat earth videos. Flat earth videos that give you information.
What do you mean flat earth videos with good information? There's no such thing. Just because you live in a fantasy world, CC, it doesn't mean the rest of us have to. Good flat earth videos. Is this guy off his meds or something?
Now what do you get? You get all the people that are just picking up videos from us, and that's what you're getting recommended. Okay, and then you're getting somebody coming up, reading something off of a textbook and telling you the bullshit that they know everything because they are listening to NASA. How? What? What do you know?
Well, we know the Earth isn't flat, that's for sure. And by those people, he's talking about people like me and Simon Dan and Sir Sick and, you know, the list goes on.
You don't even know what a f***ing star is, for Christ's sake. It's not that stars don't exist. Okay, they don't exist.
A star is like a big glowing ball of gas way up in the sky, and they are so hot that they shine really brightly. See, the closest star to us is the sun, and it gives us light and warmth during the day. Now at night we can see other stars twinkling far, far away. We know stars are real because we can see them with our eyes and with telescopes. Scientists also study the light that stars give off to learn more about them, and this light can tell us what stars are made of and how far away they are. Plus, we've sent spaceships and satellites way up to take a closer look at these stars and other things in space. So we've got lots of ways to know that stars are definitely real.
They're not this circle, this magnificent star from space that's freaking trillions of miles, trillions and billions of miles away. You can't see that. Your eyes could not focus in on something that far away.
Now look, Cece, I didn't want to have to do this. I mean, I'm already explaining this stuff like I would explain it to a 6-year-old, but you really left me no choice.
These are small, but the ones out there are far away.
Stars are massive, you tool. Huge. Gargantuan. I mean, there are some stars in the night sky that if you were to compare them to Earth would look like a zit on the end of your nose. Can't see them because they're too far away. What a moron.
It's impossible. It's just like the ISS. This thing's the size of a football field, right? Yet it's hundreds of thousands of miles away.
Now, for somebody who considers himself as a man who's done his research, CC, you definitely dropped the ball on that one. The ISS is only 254 miles above us, but it's just high enough to be in space and to give the astronauts on board a perfect view of our beautiful globe Earth. So I get why you would want it to be hundreds of thousands of miles away, but sorry mate, no, it's not.
Okay, something that big, you're gonna be able to see that many miles away. Impossible! Starlink! These satellites are the size of a dinner table, okay? Meanwhile, they're, what do they say, 30 kilometers up there? Somewhere around there? 40 kilometers up there?
Oh my word, have you ever suffered from second-hand embarrassment? Because I'm feeling it right now. Chris, Starlink is a network of satellites actually launched by StarX to provide high-speed internet around the globe. And try 550 kilometers, mate, or 342 miles, because that's how far away they are for us. Holy shit, Chris, you know literally nothing about what you're talking about.
Okay? It's bullshit. It's closer than you think.
And further than you think, clearly.
These stars don't exist. Okay? It's like the Hayden Planetarium. It's like a planetarium. That's what it is. That's all it is. That's what you live under.
Now, look, we've all heard CC make these claims before. He actually thinks that space isn't a real place and that we live under a giant goldfish bowl. Can he demonstrate any of what he says? No, of course he can't. Mainly because none of it's true, I know. But it doesn't seem to stop him from waffling on about it in almost every video he makes. I'm actually starting to feel a little bit sorry for him. He's getting worse with every video. And he's starting to give off, you know, the old man screaming at a lamppost sort of vibe.
But they're happy. Okay, they're happy because they think that the meteor is going to come by and kill them. You know, why would you want to worry about that? With all this other shit that's going on, you're worrying about a meteor coming to kill you, or the stratosphere being blown off because of a solar storm coming from the sun, you know, or a planet colliding, or the Andromeda Galaxy coming down and colliding with the Milky Way. You know, all the fun stuff. Or UFOs. We're eventually going to get a UFO that's going to come down and they're going to kill us all. Come on, hurry, hurry, hurry. They're going to kill us.
Yeah, I rest my case. I don't think I need to make any smart-ass comments. Definite old man screaming at a lamppost vibes. Or a bus stop. Maybe even a trash can. You pick.
Come on, man, wake the fuck up. All of this is bullshit to keep you scared. They live off of this. Same thing with Halloween. I'm not going to celebrate this satanic shit that they do.
Oh, so we've got something in common then, Chris, because I won't be celebrating Halloween either. Mainly because I'm not 9, but, yeah. And I hate to think where this is heading.
It's the same shit unraveling all the time, and people don't see it. You know, they're starting to wake up, at least some people that I'm talking to, but they still don't see that it's not possible to live on a spinning wet ball in a solar system that's moving at all these tremendous speeds. And then you can turn around and look at a link, and it's just glass.
Well, that's because the speed doesn't really affect the water on Earth because everything is moving together. Earth, the water, and Earth's atmosphere. It's like when you're in a car going fast and you've got a drink, but it doesn't spill, as long as the car doesn't stop suddenly or make a sharp turn. Gravity is like Earth's seatbelt for water, Chris.
But you should know what north is. You know, the North Pole? Yeah, that's right. That's where Santa Claus lives, right? That's what you were told as a child. Why would they make up such a ridiculous story? Why are we, as a country, even acknowledging that anymore? And going as far to say that NORAD is actually tracking Santa Claus up in the sky. I mean, is it a game to them? It obviously is, because it amuses people, right? Yes, they're amused by it. They're amused by still acting like a child.
And we're amused by you, Chris, even though it's clear to anyone watching this now that you have absolutely lost the plot. And I think the reason that they have the NORAD tracking Santa and they still push Santa Claus during the Christmas holidays is because, and I could be wrong because I'm not American, but you do still have children in America, right? You know, they're like small adults that haven't been here for as long as we have, and they still believe in things like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. And we like to make Christmas as magical as possible for them. No, it's not that. Okay. Huge thank you to Ground News for sponsoring yet another video, and it really is very, very good. I'm actually using this pretty much every day. I go on to Ground News and have a look to see if there's anything I can make a video about, to be honest with you, and it's well worth it. Check it out. It's linked below. Thank you to all my lovely channel members and Patreon, these lovely people scrolling up the screen now. I think we may need to take a break from CC for a while. I have actually made quite a few videos about him in recent weeks. So, yeah, for my own mental health, I think I will give CC a bit of a miss, at least for a few weeks. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Love you, bye.
That's all, folks.
All right, watch this next. But before you do, make sure you subscribe. By order of the Creaky Blinder.